Hey, everybody. If you've ever thought you'd love to write a book, but then you're immediately struck with thoughts like, who am I to do that? Or my audience is too small, stay tuned because I want to share why it's still so important for you to go ahead with that vision. Hey, everybody. I'm Ricky Heller from rickyheller.com. I'm a book coach and editor who helps online entrepreneurs in the wellness space to write their first book, get their message out to the world in their own authentic voice. And if you're that kind of person, like so often we think to ourselves, I'm not Elizabeth Gilbert or I'm not Brene Brown. I was talking to my cousin this weekend and he was saying how Brene Brown is somebody that he discovered and all of her books, he's read all of her books. And we were both saying how, yeah, all of her books become New York Times bestsellers. And sometimes if we're in a position to write a book based on maybe your business or the clients you've worked with, and you have some great ideas about how you can help them further through a book, but then you think about something like that and you think, well, that's not me. I'm so tiny. My audience is so tiny and my business is so tiny in comparison to that, to someone like Brene Brown or Elizabeth Gilbert. Forget it. But the fact is, you never know who you impact and to what depth, no matter how small the audience. And the one thing to remember, and I was just listening to a podcast this weekend where the podcast speaker told this story, and it really struck me. He was saying how when years ago he was a monk and they used to see all these fish wash up on shore, and they were told to take the fish and throw them back into the ocean. And one day he went to the monk that was his teacher and said, these are hundreds of fish that are going to die on this shore. I can maybe throw back 10 before they die. What's the point? And the man said to him, yes, it's true. It's a small number of the whole, but to that one fish, that's its entire life. And it really struck me because what may seem small to us, we put a book out into the world. We don't know who it touches, but to the one person who it touches, that can mean everything. And you just don't know. I was really fortunate years ago when I was a college professor that I actually found out the impact of what I did. And in my first year of teaching, I was very, very keen. And I remember there was a competition that teachers could promote one of their students as the student who improved the most during that semester. And I had a lovely young woman in my class who began the semester, most of her essays were D level, but by the end of the semester, she was consistently writing A- work. And I thought she deserves to be considered for this prize for the student who has improved the most. So I submitted her name. And I mean, this was a competition for students from across the entire college. Hundreds of names were submitted, but lo and behold, she won. And I remember telling her and being so pleased for her. It was a monetary prize. Excuse me, it was a monetary prize, maybe $400 or something like that. She was very, very pleased and thanked me. And that was kind of the end of it. Then, about 10 years later, I received a card from her in the mail. And she had just started a new job. She'd been promoted. And she was really happy with her new position. And she wrote to tell me about how much that one prize had meant and how it had shown her that there were still teachers who cared personally about their students and what happened to their students. And for her, that had made such a difference that she determined to give everything, her absolute best effort going forward, and that she had now been promoted to this major managerial position. And it just brought tears to my eyes. I still have that card. I cherish it because if she hadn't written, I would never have known how much that one gesture meant to her. It took me 5 minutes to submit that application for her. But to her, it changed the trajectory of the rest of her life. So that's something to consider. Next time you have a great idea for a book and you stop yourself because you think either you're not qualified enough or who's going to read this anyway, you never know. Apart from the fact that a book is a way for you to grow your audience so that there are more people who know about you. But even if your book touches one person in a profound way, remember that changes that person's entire life. And that is priceless. And that is something, a gift that you can give to other people. So I hope that was useful. I hope that helps to alter your perspective a little bit. I would love to talk more to you about the entire process of writing and editing and how I can work as a book coach with you. If you'd like more information, I do have a weekly email newsletter. Just go to rickyheller.com/subscribe and you can start receiving it and get all kinds of tips and stories, the occasional cute dog picture around writing and editing and how you can become a book author too. All right, everybody, hope you have a great week and I will see you next time. Take care.